Thank you, everyone. First of all, I wanted to know, how do you analyze the result? Do you think you exchanged a little bit more than you used to? And his provocations, do you think that got to your head? Or did you plan on exchanging punches with him? No, we were prepared for two plans. Or take him down right ahead, or fill out the fight. My hands were landing. I could see that he felt it. I saw that he was feeling it, and I got a little excited about knocking him out. And I wasn't able to. I think the excitement and the adrenaline of wanting to knock out kind of drained me. And in the second round, I tried to take down too much, and it was worse. I think that if I continued the same game plan from the first round, I would maybe have done better. I think that first round I was able to land a few hands. I was close to, he felt my hands. It's what I noticed from inside. When he started circling, he felt the jabs and crosses. And then he came back in the second and third, especially in the second when I tried to take him down and I wasn't able to. I got tired. He was also tired, but he was able to recover. Something came up after your fight saying that in your last two fights you tried about 33 takedowns and you weren't able to get any. Do you think that everyone knows that your specialty is jiu-jitsu, that you're going to try to take the fight to the ground? Do you think the way that you're trying the takedowns is already known by your opponents? Do you think you should find different methods? We've been looking for that, for different methods. I had problems taking Woodley down, and we changed a lot of things. But we also have to remember that I fought against two great wrestlers in my last two fights, Woodley and Colby. He's an All-American from Oregon University. And for sure, I fought against three guys from American Top Team in the last three fights. And people start mapping your game plan, and they study, so it gets harder. And I tried to change, but in this fight, I saw a different first round. I was touching him with the jab, and I was able to connect my hands and in the right timing, but there's nothing to say. He was able to turn the game in the second and third round. Good evening. You have one more fight in your UFC contract. I wanted to know what are your next steps. I didn't even know about that. What's your next step, your next fight? I'm going to give you the standard answer, I don't know. In reality, I'm not playing, I don't know. I don't even look at the contract. Of course I look at it, but I don't remember how many fights I have left. My manager told me recently about that, but I didn't even remember I only have one fight left. My goal is to keep on fighting. It's a very tough sport. MMA is a tough sport. I was thinking about that this week. I've been in the UFC for 10 years, and every time it's an emotional roller coaster. It's something that if you've never been in it, you'll never understand. It's hard for you to live that in any professional. So it takes a lot on you psychologically. Physically, I feel very well, but I don't know if I'm going to fight another 2 years or something like that. I start taking myself to a transition. Like you said, Colby is a first-class wrestler. In the center of the octagon, the impression we had was that he was aware of your takedowns. Did you contemplate the idea of taking him down against the cage, that you do very well, and he didn't give you the opportunity? And if his low kicks and his on your front leg, did that take that away from you? The part of the cage, you're very correct. This is what we talked about after and during the fight. My trainer said to push him against the fence because he's going to have a hard time defending the takedowns against the fence. But he did a good job circling, I think in the first round I was able to get him against the cage, but I wasn't able to take him down. I think I had tactical problems. All my takedowns were in the center, and that was a mistake. I blame myself for that. We trained that. We know that. And you're right about that. Maybe, for sure, it would be better if I had pushed him against the fence for the takedowns, because I was able to jab him and get away from his cross. So I wasn't in danger on my feet. The dangers I had were when he was trying for the takedowns. He was able to defend and hold his hand, and he'd come back and push me. So I think those were his best moments. And the kicks to the lead leg, I was warm, so it could be something that affected me. I feel it now. I feel my legs right now because I cooled down. At the time, I didn't feel it, but it might have gotten in my way. What did you think of your opponent's posture after the fight? He was still saying a lot of things, and the fans were throwing things. I didn't even pay attention. What he said to me was, since the beginning, during the week, he said he respected me a lot, and he was promoting the fight, and that was his way of promoting. He told me I'm a legend, and that he admires me, and he only does that for promoting. Obviously, it's not my style. I don't like that style, but I don't judge him. I think he's free to do whatever he wants to promote. What matters is that he was respectful. He was correct to come and talk to me, so there's no problem. A few questions ago, you said that you're in a transition phase. I wanted you to explain that, what that transitional phase is like. Are you thinking of something outside of the UFC? It's been about 1 year that I've been thinking about some things. I intend on fighting for another year or two, but I'm already starting to give a bigger importance to different things in my career, which are my gyms, my affiliate gyms in Brazil and abroad, seminars, and I have a project with the UFC that we're going to do. We already had the documentary that we did, but it's something else, something really cool. I don't think I can talk about it. It's a television project and that type of thing. I think the affiliate gyms, the seminars, and the media things that I want to invest on. If you're able to get the win tonight, you'll be right back on your way back to a title shot. With these projects and your transition, do you think it will shorten your amount of time for you to get back in line for the belt? In reality, I'm saying all that. I want to transition, but as long as I'm still fighting in this year and a half or two, my dedication will be 100%. I dedicate myself 100% to the camp. I let go of everything else. I'm never going to come in to the fight without being fully prepared. It was a war, so there's no way for me to go in there more or less. It's very risky for your physical integrity to go in there not fully committed, and I'm always going to go in there in my best shape. Like tonight, he was better than I, but we fought till the end. We were both cut. That's a fight. You can't go in there not fully committed. And when I have a fight coming up, I work a little bit on the other projects, but I try to take care of everything. I wanted to know, how did the loss to Woodley influence you in this fight? Were you pressured to win at home? The loss to Woodley made me want to accept this fight quickly to fight in São Paulo. Maybe I should have waited a little bit longer. But even the Woodley fight, when they offered a month before, we didn't know if we would accept it or not because we didn't have much time. But I told my team that, and everyone agreed with me. We talked, and it was an opportunity we might never have again. I'm 39 years old. And if that opportunity passed by, they were going to have somebody fight Woodley anyway, Masvidal or another fighter. It could have changed everything, and I would never have that opportunity again. So I'd rather take the opportunity. I ended up losing that fight, but those are choices we make. We can't predict the future. The reference about promoting fights, the standard today is Conor McGregor. I think a lot of times people try to imitate him and they go too far. They cross a line from promoting to disrespectful. I think so. I think sometimes the fighters aren't very clear on things, and even myself, I'm a fighter. A lot of fighters make mistakes about working their image and how they market themselves. I think there's a way of promoting yourself like McGregor with intelligence like Sonnen used to do. But I think it's a fine line between destructing your image or building your image in the long run. I think people are thinking short term. And besides that, McGregor's style is risky because as long as you're winning, it's fine. When you lose, you're going to be remembered. It's like Sonnen. He was a very tough fighter. He almost beat Anderson at his height. And I see a lot of friends of mine who don't follow fighting. And they used to say, Sonnen just talks, and he's not that good, because he created that image that he talked a lot. Sonnen, to me, he's a great athlete, but he created that image so much for himself that people don't think he's that good. They just think he talks. So I think it's a risk you run to when you do that. Thank you, everyone. And I hope to be back. I know a lot of you here tonight. I respect your work a lot. And some of you are my friends for many years. Congratulations on your work. Congratulations for covering the sport for so long and loving the sport. Thank you.